Let me see. All right, we ready. Okay, so 27 minutes. All right. Let's do that again. Wait. Henry Jr.?
Jessica and Queen.
Yeah. And we off pause over here. This Happily Married TV. Yeah, let's get it. All right. Let me sit this down. Y'all got to excuse me because I might make... What? You see how easy that worked? What? Oh. Security. Host. Co-host. Hold on. You know I got to move some stuff. About to knock something down. Ain't nothing gonna fall, babe. Trust me. Bam! Yes! Do that. All right. Let me get ready.
Hi, y'all.
What's good with it?
I don't think anybody's on yet.
It
Or
don't
somebody
matter.
is. Oh, is that Tanya? Hi, Dimples.
Good with it. Oh.
We gotta come on. I gotta bring the baby over there one day so you can see Queen.
Yeah, so we off pause.
So this episode, where's
26. We halfway through a year.
And I was gonna
Pimpin'.
say 27.
Hi.
Yeah, this is episode 26. Beliefs.
Yeah, so let's make it happen.
Alright, so there's gonna be times that you and your spouse or friend or partner or whomever it is, you're not gonna believe the same thing. You're not gonna believe in the same thing. You're not gonna have the same beliefs about stuff, and that's okay. Like that's just part of you guys being different people and coming from different backgrounds and just having different hearts. Like you just believe things differently.
Yeah, because if you did have the same beliefs and all that, you'd be the same person.
Right.
Ooh, facts.
And that would be boring. Like, I mean, there has to be differences between you and your spouse, but there also has to be similarities. So we'll talk about that further. So, one belief, which is the most obvious, is religious. How do I say it?
Religious?
I don't know.
She said relive it.
I was thinking it was
beliefs?
something else. Religious beliefs. I was thinking it was a different word, but anyways. So both Henry and I are both Christians. But one thing that was really different between us was that his belief system in God and higher power and faith was like way up here when I met him.
Man.
And mine was like here. Yeah, that's a big difference. But I didn't know that about him until like way into our relationship. Because once again, Henry was very reserved about stuff. He didn't like people to know things about him because they could use it against him. In the environments that he lived in prior to us being together and the relationships that he had, people were very deceptive and conniving, and they would use that information against him. So there were times in our lives where his faith really got us through what we were going through because I was still struggling with just developing my faith, let alone believing it wholeheartedly without having any evidence to believe anything. That's one thing that's really a lot different between Henry and I. As I'm an engineer, I'm a logical, got to see real life evidence of stuff, and Henry's a designer. And also his faith in everything is that it is. Like, that's all his faith has to be, is that it is. That's all he needs to know.
Yeah.
And that's always hard for me because I'm like, but what if it ain't? So.
Yeah, the thing with that is, man, it's like, all right, so where I came from, well, when I grew up, it was so many people in my life that let me down, and I really didn't have nothing to depend on but myself. But at the same time, I believed that it was going to be all right. Like, oh, man, I'm going to make it out of this. Pretty much every situation, I was like, man, I'm going to make...
She love her daddy.
Right. Like, every situation, I was like, man, I'm going to make it out of this, and I'm going to be a better person because of it. So, it's like, at a point, man, I ain't have nowhere to stay. Like, I had somewhere to stay, but it wasn't mine, technically. It was like I was sleeping on people's floors, and I was using my coat for a pillow, like, and then I just tuck my hands in my sweatshirt, you know what I mean, and be out with my head on my pillow, but you know what I mean. So I mean, at some point in your life, you got to have some kind of faith. Like, well, in my life, I had to have some kind of faith. Like, I'm gonna make it through this. And when I did make it through it, man, it just, man, gave me a whole new system of thinking. Like, man, it's going to be all right. All I got to do is talk about it. Like, I mean, for real, all I got to do it. For people that don't believe in God or Yahweh or a higher power, the universe, whatever, it's really silly not to believe that. Because it has to be something that connects us. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like my whole life has been faith-based. Like, everything that has happened to me is because of faith. Everything. Like, I asked for her, got her. Asked for a boy and a girl. I got 2 sets of boys and girls. Like, I got a boy and a girl that's older, then I got a boy and a girl that's younger. So I got my boys and girls. So, I mean, everything. I mean, and it's crazy, man, because it's like, once you make up your mind and you committed to something, the universe will bend over backwards to support you. Like, all you gotta do is know what you want. Don't be like, oh man, I want to be rich. Like, this is my thing. My fault. I'm going way off topic. This was my thing. It was like, but we off pause over here, so it don't matter if I'm off topic. Like, this was my thing. It was like, at one point in my life, I was like, okay. Hold on, man. My fault. I think I'm coming down with something. It was like, I don't even remember what I was saying just now. You messed me up. He said, what was I saying?
Something about wanting to be rich or...
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, yeah, host, co-host. Yeah, so it's like, people be like, oh, man, I want to be rich. And then after you talk to them a little bit more, they find out there's conditions to being rich. Like, okay, well, I'll do it if I ain't got to work weekends. Or I'll do it if my kids ain't in the house or something like, you know what I mean? But then you got to understand, rich is rich. Regardless what it takes, you have to be willing to sacrifice that if you committed to your goal that you are aiming for. What? Say it. Say it. Say daddy.
We love her daddy.
I know, right? Okay, but moving on anyway. All right.
Okay, so another thing that could, impact your beliefs or have an impact on your beliefs is your upbringing. So, there's a lot of things that I did when I got with Henry, and he'd be like, so why do you do it that way? And I'd be like, well, because that's the way Mom did it. And there's a lot of things that I believed because that's what my mom taught me, and then as I got older, and not to say that, she taught me anything that wasn't real or, that couldn't be proved or whatever. But, a lot of things that, so the perfect thing is like, well, I guess I don't want to go on that topic. But anyways, so just how the way you're brought up, like that will affect how you believe. And that can also affect your relationship because there were some things, I can't think of anything specific that we didn't agree on. With something, you have something that was different?
Yeah, like when we first broke up. When we broke up the last time. She wanted kids. I didn't. She wanted to get married. I didn't. It was like because my belief was that because of the way I grew up, this is just programming. I've totally changed my whole mind now. It's like the way I grew up, I figured everything and everybody in my life was temporary. You know what I mean? Like, I understand everything is temporary, but some people are there for your entire life. Like, you know what I mean? And I didn't believe that was the case here. So she was like, when she was like, I want babies and I want to get married, it scared the hell out of me. Like, oh man, I don't think I want to do that. Like, I don't want to have babies with this girl and then she just leave and then now I can't see these kids and you know what I mean? Stuff like that. But that was my beliefs because pretty much everybody I was around, that's what was happening with them. So, and this is crazy, right? The mixer.
Oh.
Totally off topic. But she had a mixer.
It's like a hand mixer.
A hand mixer.
Electric hand mixer.
An electric hand mixer. No, seriously. An electric hand mixer. Dude, you know how we used to make mashed potatoes with a fork?
Oh. You didn't even have a smasher?
No. A smasher. What the? No. We had a fork. And you just, yeah.
Well, and that was one thing that's always been one of those things in our relationship is that there was a lot of stuff that was just normal to me that wasn't normal to Henry.
Man, at all.
Like birthday parties and birthday cakes.
And birthday cakes. Dude, the first birthday cake I had, she made. And I ate the whole damn thing.
And so, like, but that, you know, so there's things that I believe that are, like, you should always do for your kids. And Henry believes the same things, that he just didn't get those when he was growing up, which...
It sucks, but you know.
Everything happens for a reason, I believe. I solely, completely believe that.
How many minutes
So we have 4.
4 minutes. Let's talk about what it is, then we just go on and move on to the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so acceptable behavior. What are your beliefs? Hey, how was I supposed to say that? Did I say that wrong?
No.
Okay, man. How was I supposed to say that?
So your beliefs can also impact, like, what you feel is acceptable behavior. So there are some people that believe that it's okay to cheat if the other person doesn't find out. You know, and they believe that, you know,
it's okay to slap somebody.
Right? Or that it's okay to disrespect somebody because they're a female, or they
be mentally and physically abusive.
Yep.
Because that's what they grew up with and that's what they used to.
Yeah.
Like some people, and this is crazy. I got a homegirl. I'm not going to say no names, but she came over to my house when I was living in the Xbox. Xenia, for y'all that don't know. She had staples in her fucking head. Excuse me. She had staples in her head because her dude and her got into it and he pushed her and she hit her head on the table. And they still together. To this day. And he's still just as abusive physically and verbally as he was then. But she believes that's the normal. Like, that's normal for people. And I'm like, no, that's not normal. But then if I say that, then she want to bring up, oh, well, remember back in the days when you used to be like this and you used to be like, yeah, but that ain't got nothing to do with now. I have totally changed my whole outlook on life.
But he was never, ever physically abusive to anybody.
Ever. Like, not a woman anyway. I'm not going to.
No.
And anybody I did give it to, they deserved it. Like, and they know that, and I know that. If I did give it to you, you deserved it.
So and the reason why I even picked this topic is I think it's important because, you know, sometimes people you need to make sure that each of you understand what you believe and what you are comfortable with and what makes you happy and what doesn't make you happy. So we got a minute and a half. So we'll be continuing this on YouTube.
Yep. And we still off pause over here. Until the end, Henry Jr.,
Jessica, and Queen.
And we happily married over here. We off pause over here.
Bye.
Yeah, you see that? Watch, my shirt gonna rip off one of these times. I'm gonna just break the whole damn shirt. Like, your shirt broke, sir. Yes, it is.